He might have been on some kind of a draw there.
That didn't hit, right? Well, 1.2 million to 1.5 million.
That was a big pot for Brock right there.
That was indeed.
Bring him right back into equal territory with Daniel. And back up into the point where this can be anybody's game.
Well, two good players, it's always anybody's game, isn't it?
Not a bad point.
Daniel will start his hand with the button and the action. He raises, makes it 2 bets. Brock folds. Daniel will win this spot.
Oh, Jack? Yep. Jacks again.
Daniel showing jacks. Got no action for it. Well, different than the heads-up match last night. Peter Rowe against Teach Aldridge. Peter Rowe finished second in Aussie Millions.
Oh, no kidding.
In January. So
okay.
Two runners-up in 2 big events.
Yeah, that was probably a good match.
Not so much.
All right.
Tomorrow, we mentioned we're bringing you the 5K. And there's 700,000 for first place tomorrow. Dan Heimiller just busted. Bernard Medic has a nice stack.
Daniel starts his hand with the button. He folds. Brock will get a walk.
Brock gets a walk.
They should be.
Brock is sitting with 1.3 million. Daniel has 1.4. Approx.
Brock is going to raise.
Brock will start his hand with the button and the action. He raises, makes it 2 bets. Daniel folds. Brock will win the spot.
Daniel folds.
Daniel raises from the button, makes it 2 bets. Brock makes the call. Let's see the flop. Flop is 9 of clubs, 10 of clubs, 6 of diamonds. Check, check.
6, 9, 10. Both players check. It's 2
Third
better.
is a 5 of clubs.
5 of clubs on the turn.
Brock checks.
Brock
Daniel
checks. And Daniel
River
checks.
card,
And the river card is a 7 of clubs. Look at that board for
Yeah, that's a dangerous
combinations.
board.
Dangerous.
Let's see the hand. Daniel shows deuce of clubs.
Deuce of
Queen
clubs for Daniel, and that will win the pot.
diamonds. It will win the spot.
Lowest possible flush.
Brock will start his hand with the button and the action. He raises, makes it 2 bets.
2
Daniel
bets.
makes the call.
Daniel
Let's
calls.
see the flop.
Flop is a queen, deuce, 10, all spades.
Brock bets, Daniel folds.
Brock bets, Daniel folds. We've got 1.5 million for Daniel, 1.3 million for Brock.
Cooper wants to know how many Player of the Year points Daniel would get for a win.
That's a good point. I don't know.
World Series of Poker Player of the Year.
Daniel will start the game.
He'll get 100 points. Winners of every event get 100 points. Bluff Magazine Player of the Year. I'm not sure.
Brock the Casbah.
Brock raises from the button.
Is that our own Joy Kendra that keeps sending those things?
Well, let's see the flop.
And the flop.
Flop is 8 of diamonds, 8 of hearts,
8, 8,
of
ace.
spades.
8,
Daniel checks. Brock bets.
Daniel
Daniel makes
checks.
the call.
Brock bets. Daniel calls. 7 of clubs on the turn. Daniel bets.
Because there's 7 of clubs. Daniel bets out.
And Brock will fold.
Daniel will win this spot.
And the crowd starting to slowly get into this.
Yeah, they need to get into this a little bit.
You know, the
These
nice
players
thing
excited.
about limit heads up is that the action is always so much quicker. I mean, heads up can be excruciatingly boring when you're sitting in our position with not seeing the whole cards, and you know, because it can go on a long time.
Yeah,
Particularly
absolutely
when
right.
particularly when players, you know, sit and ponder moves. And again, I'm not the one sitting there for a bracelet and a lot of money. So I mean,
Sure.
what's what you do.
Yeah, no limit hold'em.
but
Sometimes the
Limit, man, it's just bam, bam, bam.
Right.
Get a lot of hands.
sometimes the decisions are much harder in no limit hold'em than they are in limit hold'em. So you're right. It's the action is constant.
I mean, as much as I love John Juanda,
Gavin,
I don't think
on,
I will
we're on
ever
for
forgive
NHL
him for
awards
8
if you
hours of
wanna go.
heads up at World Series
NHL
of
awards
Poker
start at
Europe.
4 o'clock that night.
I didn't have the pleasure of being stuck in the booth for that one.
I've never actually fallen asleep during a broadcast before, but that one I did. It was 22 hours straight, though.
Wow.
Marcello, che fai? Ma sta
I
bene,
woke
sta
up
bene,
and
sta bene.
said something, and I said, "Oh, I mentioned in the talkback, I fell asleep." And oh, we just thought you were letting the audience hear the table talk.
that too. That's what I meant, right?
Exactly.
I'd like to know how many fake languages Daniel's fluent in.
Well, how many real languages is fluent in? I think it's just one.
I think just one.
Yeah.
But he seems to be semi-fluent.
English and
in
rubbish.
Many fake languages.
And Brock.
Brock raises. From the
Raises?
button, makes 2 bets.
Daniel
makes the
calls.
call. Well, let's see the flop.
And the flop.
Flop is
4,
5,
5, 9.
clubs, 4 of diamonds.
Rainbow.
Daniel checks.
Daniel checks. Brock bets. Daniel calls.
Brock bets. Daniel raises.
Oh, he raises. Excuse me.
Turn card, please.
I think he called,
Turn
right?
is the jack of clubs.
Just called that. I think.
It was a little hard to tell. I'm not sure.
Brock, however,
There's
is
a
raising.
raise
There's
for
a
sure.
raise. Yeah.
Brock raises. He makes it 2 bets.
Well, there's something going on here.
Yeah, if Daniel calls here, it's going to be a big pot.
Daniel makes the call.
Daniel does make the call. Gavin
River
and
card, please.
Eric Lindgren in the audience now.
River card
It's
is
a
the
10 of diamonds.
Daniel checks.
That is an
Brock
interesting
bets.
card. Check. Bet. This would be a swing pot.
Daniel doesn't seem too happy with the way that this hand's developing.
I gotta call you.
Daniel makes the call. Let's see the hands.
What do you got?
Jackson, of course.
Brock shows jack of spades, 4 of spades for 2 pair.
2 pair. And You know, every time Daniel's looked Brock up, he's come up with the best hand.
Yeah, he has. It's Daniel says that Brock had 3 outs, which makes me think Daniel maybe had something like 4-5 or 4-9, where he
Right.
flopped 2 pair. It's about the only way Brock could have had only 3 outs.
Well, Brock Parker is the new chip leader. And there you can see Eric Lindgren, 2008 Bluff Player of the Year. Checking out the action on his friend. Sweating his friend, Daniel Negreanu. Either that or he has a piece of Brock. I'm not sure which one.
Oh,
Well, I know Daniel and Eric are very good friends.
Yeah,
so
no, they are.
And the action raises, makes it
probably there to support Daniels. Run for number 5 here.
Which has taken a little bit of a hit here. Ace 5-7.
Brock checks, Daniel bets.
Daniel will pick up the pot.
Daniel will win the spot.
That last pot that Brock won was over a $700,000
Yeah,
pot.
it was a big pot.
That was a big swing pot there for this.
I think that's wrong, though. I think Daniel just won the last pot. No,
Yeah,
Brock.
the one before
Yeah.
that.
Brock will start his hand with the button and action. He raises, makes 2 bets. Daniel makes the call. Let's see the flop. Flop is 9 of clubs, ace of hearts, king of hearts. Daniel checks. Brock bets. Daniel makes the call. Turn card, please.
I just need to clarify. Eric Lindgren was the 2008 World Series Poker Player of the Year. And John Fan,
There we go.
John Fan actually was the John Fan was the 2008 Bluff Player of the Year.
Right.
It's late here, folks.
I know. I was thinking I'll tell you later, Ted. When the black cat walked in, I lost that pot. Where's the black cat? No, not you. I don't mean you. There's another one. There he is, my buddy. I'm just kidding.
Brock for 1.8.
Raise it.
Daniel starts his hand with the button and the action. He
Daniel raises.
Bets.
Brock calls.
Brock makes the call.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Let's see the flop.
8 Jack Deuce, 2 clubs.
Deuce of diamonds. Brock checks. Daniel bets. Brock raises. Daniel calls.
Daniel's called Brock's raise.
Turn card, please.
Third card is a 7 of spades.
Raise.
Brock bets. Daniel raises.
Betting a raise. This is a huge pot here, folks. This is a massive pot right now.
Rickard, please. Rickard is the deuce of hearts. Brock checks. Daniel bets.
Brock checks, Daniel bets.
Brock makes
Ace
the
jack.
call. Daniel shows ace of hearts, jack of spades.
Ace Jack to Daniel, and he will win a very, very, very large pot here.
That's right. I just had to recognize who the spook was. I know.
Yeah, that was a huge pot for Daniel, one that he needed. Good for him to get the momentum
Absolutely.
back right there.
I'm not sure our chip counts are accurate. We're going to have to go back and look at that. Should have had Daniel back close to the 2 million mark after that.
Button and the action. He folds. Daniel will get a walk. Daniel spreads his hand with the action. He raises, makes it 2 bets.
Daniel's going to keep the pressure on. Bring it in for a raise here.
Flop is queen of clubs, deuce of spades, 7 of diamonds. Brock checks, Daniel bets, Brock folds. Daniel will win this pot.
Daniel picks up another little pot.
Good match between these two.
Yeah, phenomenal match. Not that we expected any
What
less.
are you doing? Huh? Oh, yeah, okay. I got to go to work right after this anyway. Omaha tournament. I'm still in the tournament.
Still in 2 tournaments.
Yeah. I'm doing good. I won a pot over there. Played one hand, scooped it.
Daniel's blinding off in the other tournament, but he won some chips to
Daniel makes the call.
let him do that during the break.
So let's see the draw. Flop is 7 of
That's
diamonds.
3, 4, 7.
4 of hearts. Daniel checks, Brock bets. And calls. Turn card, please.
It's a check, a bet, and a call. Now the turn is a 4 of spades.
Daniel checks, Brock
Daniel
bets.
check. Brock bets, and Daniel will fold.
Fold, Brock will win this pot.
Sorry.
What? He's chiseling away at my pots? What are you going to do? Sorry. You want me to just raise him?
Gavin Smith in the audience.
Daniel has
Don't let him
Well,
get
I
my
think,
chips.
uh,
you know
he's
what?
also playing the
That's-
Omaha
Ah,
Better event.
why did I
Gavin.
think of that? Or that other hand.
1.4.
Don't let him get your chips.
Also
Guess
good
what?
friends with
I'm
Daniel.
armed and ready with a new
Yep.
strategy, and it is don't let you get my chips.
That's a good
Okay,
strategy,
don't get
Daniel.
these. Don't let him touch
Daniel
those.
spreads his hand with button.
Don't you dare let him give me those.
Raise,
Don't let him get
makes it
these.
2 bets.
There we go. Working, it's working.
Daniel will win this pot.
Yeah.
Daniel has a way of
Thank you so much
simplifying
for that.
everything, doesn't he? I got a new strategy. You're not going to have my chips.
It's a sound. I'm surprised more people don't use that strategy.
It's healthy stuff.
You certainly don't want to be a
Lined up, all
contrarian
that
to that
good
position.
stuff.
That's exactly
And
right.
cranberries, what do you want? What are you looking for?
If you have to pick one
Sunflowers,
side or
that's
the other,
walnuts.
that's the side you
Yes,
want
Brain
to
food.
pick.
absolutely.
That's pine nuts.
I mean, Daniel is playing so well and sitting at that table, tempted by all of that beef jerky.
Yeah, I'm sure he's tempted.
You know what? I'm going to arrange for us to have some of that beef jerky.
That would be phenomenal. So, you know the commercials for Jack Link's beef jerky with Sasquatch?
Yes,
Seen those?
yes.
So a couple of us were talking, and we came up with a fantastic new commercial.
So far
If any of the Jack Links people are listening, slow rolling Sasquatch. So you bring in the action on the river,
Right.
where the Sasquatch bets, you call, and he shows a flush,
All these years.
and you say, "Oh, good hand, you got it." And as he goes to scoop the pot, you roll your hand over,
roll-
and it's a bigger flush.
The bigger flash, right.
Sasquatch blows up.
The world ends as,
Slow rolling Sasquatch.
yes, slow rolling Sasquatch. I mean, this is totally unsolicited, okay? Because Jack Link's Beef Jerky is the presenting sponsor of the World Series of Poker. Is not one of our sponsors.
Ah,
But that stuff's actually pretty good.
With the action, he raises.
it is good. Yeah, it
It
is.
is good.
It's good stuff. It's even better when it's free.
Absolutely.
I'm only doing that so he can see him.
Let's see the block. Flop is
The
deuce,
deuce,
heart,
9-7.
clubs, 7 of spades. Rock bets out. Daniel raises, makes it 2 bets.
Brock bets. Daniel raises.
Brock makes the call.
Call.
Turn card, please. Turn card is the Jack of
Jack
Hearts.
of Hearts on the turn.
Brock bets out. Daniel calls.
Brock bets. Daniel calls.
Bit of an unusual play from Brock, calling the raise on the flop and then leading on the turn.
Turn card is the deuce of spades.
Deuce of spades.
So far, every time he's let out in weird situations like that, he's had a hand.
Yep.
Daniel.
And Daniel's thinking the
definitely
same
knows
thing.
that. Yeah,
His curiosity is going to kill the cat again here.
it's quite
Can't
possible.
fold though. How can I fold?
Easy, Daniel. Pick up the cards and throw
Every
them
time
toward
you
the
say
dealer.
that, Daniel,
Well,
you
win it too. Jack 10, right?
Nope.
Huh?
Jack 7.
Brock shows Jack of Clubs, 7 of diamonds for Jackson 7. He will win this pot.
and he will win the pot. And curiosity once again gets the better of Daniel.
Yeah.
You're right though, Rick. I mean,
Turn
if
card, not good
if
time.
Nope.
we could ever pick something in Daniel's game that seems to not be that solid, it's the fact that he does get so incredibly curious that
Yeah.
he's willing to pay on the river. He knew he was beat,
And he
he talked
usually
himself,
does.
and
you
he
know,
talked
when
himself into
says that. And so far, I think it's a very obvious betting tell of Brock's here is him betting in situations where a check is standard every time he's had the hand.
From the button makes it 2 bets.
That card
Daniel
that
makes
he's
the
betting
call.
on has made him a better hand. And I think Daniel's good enough to recognize that. He just needs to use that now to his advantage and make the fold in those spots.
Flop is Jack of spades, 6 of clubs, 9 of diamonds. Daniel
Jack
checks,
9.
Brock bets, Daniel folds, Brock will win
Brock
this pot.
bets, Daniel folds, and Brock will win a pot. And Brock is now the chip leader again. 1.6 million to Daniel's 1.1 million.
There's our chart. Chip
Hey,
tracker.
it's symmetric.
Well done.